Hey guys, this is Bankai reporting live from the Nexus, and today I'm bringing you something a little different. It's always been a hot topic in the Hawken console community, at least as long as I've been here, as to what Hawken OG is actually the supposed #1 pilot. And disclaimer guys, this video isn't meant to get anyone in their feelings. I have some pretty sound points in my opinion, and I think you will find them interesting. By the way, keep in mind that I've been playing Hawken for less than 2 years. Haven't known anyone on this game for more than that time, and I say that to say, keep in mind that my opinion is in no way biased, as I do not know most of these people personally, never had a conversation with them, so they're no friend of mine, and these are things that I'm really just basing on common sense and certain metrics that I think can be used to come to a sound conclusion. So I'm going to break down why there can only be one answer, in my opinion, to this age-old question of who is Hawken's true #1 pilot. But before I get started, guys, remember to support this content by giving this video a like and sharing this video, and please guys, refrain from being a waste man. Refrain from being a waste man, guys, and just go ahead and hit subscribe. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, here's the thing. A lot of us will have our opinions on who is the best 1v1 pilot, who is the best this, the best that, but one thing I've learned after 700 hours of playing Hawken at what I would say is the highest level, at least for the most part, I can tell you this: 1v1s are unpredictable. They are not the best metric to gauge a person's skill and knowledge on any given day. This is due to many different variables, such as inactivity, ping, mech classes, and so many other variables. And I know how folks get when it comes to 1v1s. We believe seeing someone lose is the be-all, end-all of that person's career, when in fact most of us don't even engage in 1v1s or fight clubs, let alone truly have an understanding of what that part of the Hawken experience is like. Hawken is like boxing, guys, and especially at the highest level, anything can happen. I say that to say, if we are really judging quote-unquote athletes in esports or even actual sports, then in my opinion it should always come down to one thing, and that thing is career. I know what you're thinking, Bankai, it's a goddamn video game. What you mean career? Can you call being a couch potato a goddamn career? Well, yes, you can apparently. I just watched Scump win $100,000 in Call of Duty Warzone as recent as last week, but anyway, that's besides the point. So in my opinion, the most reliable metric we can use to judge any competitor is their career. And scratch your head for a second and try to think, what pilot, guys, right? What pilot in the history of Hawken would have a more decorated career than Heastone? No one. The answer is no one, and it's not something that I believe we even have to give much thought. Even the other PC OGs, to my knowledge, none of them came to PS4 or Xbox and made the impact that Heastone did. The closest would be Shax, in a sense, due to him playing on both Xbox and PS4. If Fluttered played both consoles, then they would have a bigger impact than Shax, I think, because Flutter is like super embraced by the PS4 community. So obviously if they played both platforms, then they would be the closest thing to having the reputation as Heastone, in my opinion anyway. But Heastone conquered PC and dominated Xbox and PS4. Alright, no other pilot has those accolades under their belt. Shax was on PC as well, but played a different region, and for whatever reason never had the acclaim that Heastone had as a player. I suspect Flutter may have come from PC, and I know how PS4 players feel about Flutter, but the truth is they never had Heastone's reputation on PC, unless Flutter is secretly Zacious or something this entire time and changed their gamer tag, and in that case I wouldn't be able to tell, so that is still automatically irrelevant. Even if we were to break down Flutter and Heastone's careers on PS4 alone, it's still incomparable regardless of Flutter's popularity, and I can put that into perspective By the way, if I say something inaccurate, feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm not claiming to have been there. I'm just relaying Hawken history to you as it's been relayed to me. So don't have a heart attack, guys, and don't be a cunt. So here's an example. Flutter is basically the poster child for the SA HAWKINs Brawler on PS4. But prior to this, they would have made the, I believe, T-Boat Marauder as their C-class of choice. It was Heystone who quote-unquote discovered the absolute devastating power of the SA HAWKINs Brawler on PS4, and this discovery changed the landscape of Hawken PvP, where the T-Boat Brawler kind of faded into the background, and then Flutter moved to the SA HAWKINs and turned it into a nightmare for players all over the place. Also, to my knowledge, it was Heystone who popularized orb stealing on console. No, I'm not going to claim no one else ever did it before that. I mean, I wasn't even there, guys, but Inamina, for instance, who is a real Hawken OG, had expressed to me his shock as a less experienced player at the time, the first time he saw Heystone stealing his orb. Over the years, there's also been epic 1v1 fights among top players, most of which have been private, obviously, because most of them aren't on YouTube. But I was there to watch Shax and Flutter go at it for over an hour, which was one of the best things I ever witnessed on this game, or in gaming really. It was really fun. And there's another such event, which I wasn't there to see, as I wasn't even playing Hawken at the time, but it was Prime Hizia versus Heystone, and they fought in Europe, and Heystone held his own at that disadvantage. And we all know how dangerous Hizia was in Europe back in his prime. In my opinion, Hizia is to date the most feared pilot I've ever seen on console Hawken, so that should put things into perspective. Anyway, guys, in conclusion, Heystone has hands down the best resume in the history of this game. Honestly, guys, I don't see how anyone could even debate that. It's really just that obvious, in my opinion. Until there is a Hawken 2 and 3, we would literally have to go back in time in order to surpass this guy. And he's a well-documented, bona fide 1v1 pilot with countless mid-tier to top-tier pilots from PC to Xbox and PS4 to vouch for him. And again, guys, I don't know Flutter, I don't know Heystone, I've never spoken to them. This is just honestly my objective opinion on the matter. As I said before, 1v1s are unpredictable. You can't use a single session to judge a person, so instead I observe his dueling history as well as his career and reputation and his impact on the game, and also his consistency across all three platforms. Those are the things I've used to really come to this conclusion. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's possible to become a more decorated pilot than Heystone without there being a Hawken 2 or 3? And if you believe that is possible, I would really love to hear how we would go about doing that. So be sure to share your comments below. I know some of you probably think I'm crazy, probably saying it's definitely Blue Flutter, thinking I'm on drugs, or maybe I smoked some good weed before I did this video and I'm probably a little bit too chill right now. And to be honest, guys, if you made that assumption, you probably wouldn't be incorrect, technically speaking. But anyway, do remember to like this video, guys, and to share, and to definitely hit subscribe. Until next time, bang kai.